So hello everybody and welcome back, and here I have a new t-shirt from Ale and Audio. There it is. So you can't really see it all. Bringing on back the good times, press plays, listen to the podcast, all that sort of stuff. Like a little bit of merch from them boys. And also I have got, and I hope it isn't clip, it's the first time I've used it, this little microphone here. I bought a microphone a long while ago. Right, you know, probably a couple of months ago maybe. Probably not, no, probably even more than that. And it was pants. It really was pants. And the reason I wanted a microphone was, and two, is when we're out and about and we do some filming outside, like when I've done the St Ives Brewery tour, I wanted to be able to give the person I'm talking to a mic, and also I wanted to have one on Janie, so when she's walking in front of me and I'm filming and she's telling me off and saying her little funnies that she does, I wanted it to pick it up proper. Now this has a noise cancellation as well, and the little foam wind shield as well. But I'm not taking that off because there's no real need to. Might as well stay on there. And I've done a little test with it, and the audio quality is absolutely banging for how much it was. It's brilliant. So I'm probably not going to use it down here normally, but well, we'll see how it sounds. But it's more for out and about. But I just thought tonight, for a laugh, my t-shirt's come here, so I was really excited. I put on Instagram. The mic's come, so I was really excited. And Janie says, well, why don't you just go down and do a beer review? One beer, because I've already got three or four in the back. So anyway, right. Oh, where's the glass? So this, I like this glass from Hackney Church Brewery. But what I've got here is from Track Brewery, right? So Track Brewery Co. Is there from their Gold Top series. Now I just had to look because I remember it being Track, and I kept looking. I'm thinking the R in that looks very much like an A, so I just had to make sure it is Track Brewery, and the Gold Top. So I've just looked. Gold Top. Our Gold Top series is an exploration into the land of super hopped IPAs with the added texture and balanced sweetness of milk sugar, so lactose basically. So, oh my God, look at this. It contains barley, oats, wheat, lactose. Oh yeah, it looked like there's millions of write-up on that, but it's just barley, oats, wheat, lactose, and in different types of blooming whatever languages or whatever it is. So yeah, so this is a beer called Turn on the Lights at 8.5% ABV. I think really this is going to be like Turn the Lights Off. As you know, if you watch a few of these videos, I'm feeling like it's been a bit of a tiring few weeks, been a bit under the weather than that. But yeah, we've got Citrus, Cryo, is it? Galaxy, Lip Spectrum, and HBC 586. I think Polly's Brewery do a beer actually called HBC 586, and I'm yet to try it. So that must be like, that's like an experimental hop. I think I've looked into that previous. 8.5%. Gold Top. Let's get this double IPA, this DIPA, into a glass and see what it's all about. Now, I'll tell you a little story about this. So I really, really like super hoppy beers, right? Really, really do like super hoppy beers. So I says to the guy at Harbourough stores, right, I want the most juiciest, most hoppiest, most full-on beer that you've got here. And he just went straight to this. Now, he knows his stuff, and he can explain every beer in his shop. Well, there's one of them, there's two of them. There's one that's an expert on them all, and there's one that's more on the German side. And he said this all day long, and took this out of the fridge and gave it me. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap, I can't remember. But I said, I want it to be so full of hops, so packed full of hops, if I was to turn it upside down, it'd just stay in there. You know, I wanted so much about that beer that it literally wouldn't. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so he presented me with this, and it's been in the fridge. Oh, and you should have seen what's come out of that. I probably needed to leave a bit more liquid in there to make sure I got everything out of there. Now, I'm not sure whether this is unfiltered or unfined, but oh my God. That was just like, seriously, like a chunk of yeast coming out of there. Woo, that is smelling nice. So let's just show you what this is nice and close up. I might even smile for this one so I can get it for the photo. Because I always pause the video to get a picture of myself to put on the YouTube channel. I used to do... Oh, we got a lava lamp beer going on there. Right, okay, so... Oh, God, I hope you can see that. Wow, that's so thick. Oh, my God, look. Honestly, I can't even tell you how this excites me when I see this. That look at... Can you see all the separation in there? That is all the yeasty goodness or whatever it is. This must be an unfiltered beer. Oh, my days. That is... I hope you can see it on the camera because seriously to God, that looks very light orangey. That looks absolutely incredible. It's all different shades. It's the lava lamp. It's moving about. I can't see if I can get it to do something. Look, can you see it? Can you? Oh, look at it. That's so thick. Look at the body on that. Anyway, and even in the head, where I've spun that round, you've got a really nice white head. Light seem a little bit unbright in here today, but I don't know. But on the top, you can see like a little bit of light darkness, a little bit of that colour just in the top where that yeast has gone in. Anyway, let's get some aromas out of this. That, trust me, you know me by now, I need to drink some before I get them full. However, this don't need much drinking to get all them aromas out of there. That is absolutely a pure glass of passion fruit and every other fruit you can think of. Tropical fruit, passion fruit, citrusy. It's just everything. It's a double IPA, isn't it? It's got several hops in there that are going to give you all them. It's such a big body. Now the only thing I'm a little bit like being careful of here is I don't really like sweet beers. Now this is a gold top. This has got lactose in it. This is going to be creamy milk. It's going to add some sweetness to the beer because from my understanding, it's sugars that go in from, is it from the lactose or the yeast can't turn into alcohol, so the sweetness stays there. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't do much research into it. I've got to turn this off because I only put the pad on. It's bright in my face. I only put that on because I just wanted to find out what the gold top was. I guessed it was something to do with the milk. You know, the old milk, gold top, creamy, all that. And I didn't even see about the lactose, but then when I read that description, it was there. Anyway, I ain't hanging around with this. I'm getting straight into this barrel, this glass of juice. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that has got a nice mouthfeel. That's instantly coated my mouth as if, I mean, I used to have full fat milk on my breakfast. I used to love it. Then I went to semi-skimmed, and then like I've gone to skimmed. And to start off with, I only really started having skimmed milk because Jenny doesn't like any kind of the creaminess in the milk. So I just had what she had. This head is really changing colour a little bit now. It's starting to take on a bit more of the colour of the beer as that yeasty, lava lampy, yeasty stuff spins around in it. It's starting to almost activate itself. It's if you could see inside there, it's almost like the beer is living. Now, when I used to, you went wrong. That is full of hops. It's full. It's not a West Coast, but it's giving a West Coast sucker cheeking sort of hopsy type of things. But it's not got the bitterness of a West Coast because it is bitter. It has got some bitterness there as you'd expect. It's not like a New England IPA, where you know, you don't really want much bitterness in that. You want more of the fruit up front. Whereas that's bitter, but it's laced my mouth like the gold top milk. It's put like almost a layer of fat on the top of my mouth, but in a good way, you know what I mean? It's like coated my mouth. Now it's very tricky doing a beer review about these beers because it's not as if, you see, it's not as if you're going to go and buy a can of this from I'm only just this is the first beer I've had from these, and I don't know much about them, and I keep discovering these new breweries. But I get these beers from the Harbourough stores or from the Offie at Clarendon Park, and you know you're reviewing a good beer. You know you're reviewing a good beer straight away. So all the beer reviews I do seem to be good because I do go for some of the like decent beers, if you know what I mean. I'm not sort of like out there. There is a couple like the St Austell's Best Bitter that I did. So if I see something like that that catches my eye from a brewery that I know well, and I think, oh, that's all right, it's quite cheap and it's a low ABV, let's see what it tastes like, then happy days. But I'm generally going to be reviewing the beers that I like or appeal to me, to then hopefully that appeal to you guys out there who want the same sort of quality of beer. However, I have to say, I don't normally, as a rule, spend this much money. These are one-offs, you know. I mean, I would imagine this was probably pushing on you 7 or 8. I don't know, 7 quid, 8 quid. I don't know. It's got to be round about that mark. And it's sort of like a little bit too good to sort of like throw it down your neck within a 10, 15, 20 minute, half hour, 45 minute Speno sort of like beer review. But yeah, that's got everything about it, that has. It's got every conceivable tropical, fruity, peachy, passion fruity, citrusy, bloody, even a little bit of like earthiness about it. There's everything in there. It's getting right down to them earthy, grassy sort of earthiness that I get. And like I say, I'm yet to smell the fresh grass that are apparently there, and I'm really yet to get them piney notes, because I suppose piney for me, it is a fresh smell, isn't it? But there's probably other notes in beers that come before that. Now I know a lot of West Coast IPAs are going to be piney, but I need to find a nice, like if you go into the forest and you smell that pininess in the forest, and I know what that is, and it's just a refreshing nice. But anyway, I bought some pine nuts tonight. You won't believe it. I bought some pine nuts, and I've ate a few of them earlier on, just to see if, when I'm having the beer, if I think, oh yeah, because they were quite creamy as well, very nice, but not very piney as in the freshness smell of it. When you get the chance, you can see just the very, very, very subtle amount of carbonation bubbles there, just chasing back up to the head, in between that completely and utterly thick, juicy double IPA there. It is really, really nice. It doesn't really taste 8.5%, if I'm honest. It's quite pleasurable to drink. I think it's probably because of the smoothness of the beer, the softness of the beer. It's not soft. It's not quite as soft in the mouthfeel as what I've had. Hackney Church Brewery beer is very, very nice, very soft. This is probably smoother, I would say. If you look at this is silky smooth. Rather than fluffy and pillowy. This is silky smooth. This is very creamy. Not like a Guinness creamy. It is a lactose creamy. It is a milky mouthfeel, you know. As you swirl it around your mouth, you almost feel it getting thicker and thicker, like as if you're whipping cream up, you know. So gold top DIPA, and the thing is, the sweetness in it is right. I'm really pleased about that. I thought to myself, when they're putting something in that's going to make the beer nice and sweet, it's not like a sugary sweet. It's it's a different kind of. It's a nice sweetness. It's really quite well balanced. It's not coming forward as a sweet beer at all. Otherwise, if it was, I wouldn't really be over keen on that. Also, the other thing it's not doing is it's not really hitting me massively with Citra. because that's another thing I'm not keen on. I'm not keen on having a big citrus smash. It's the wrong seat. It's the wrong cheek sucking. You know, nobody enjoys. We all love lemon and we all love lime, but nobody enjoys sucking on a lemon or sucking on a lime, do they? You get that proper. Whereas from the hops in the West Coast, the cheek sucking in and all that is so much more pleasurable than sucking on a blimmin' lemon or a lime. So this is giving me like a bit of a cheek sucker inner. Yeah, this has got crazy amount of hops, powerful hop. It's like a diver diving off a dive board and hitting doing a belly flop, and then like the hops. That's what it's like. It's not like a straight in with just a couple of splashes of hops. This is like a belly flop this is like the water. So the hops is like an absolute like onslaught of hops. It's really hoppy. And with every single sip, you get the nose of them full on fruit, and it is like I have to be careful when I say this, but it's just we all talk about a dankiness in the beer, but it's what I'm trying to say is like when you've got like so much fruit all mushed together and they're all just overripe and they're all just there and whatever, you can't literally pick out every single fruit. It's just all in there, overripe, really giving you them poignant smells and aromas. And this is giving me a little bit of salivation in the mouth, wants me more. The bitterness is really balanced well with the sweetness of the creaminess and everything. And it doesn't really make me salivate terribly, but it certainly does it does dry you a little bit, but there's too much milkiness in there for it to really completely dry you out to the fact of your mouth is salivating until you get another sip. So there's no need to really be quaffing this beer at all, as you wouldn't want to at 8.5%. But it is to be absolutely savoured and appreciated. Judging by the commas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hops. They're gold top. What's it say? It's not got a lot going on the can to lead you into anything. Barley, oats, wheat, lactose, hops, yeast, water. Yeah, that's about it. Telling you where they're from and that. Track Brewery. Great brewery, great beer. Well, I say great brewery. This is the first beer I've had from. Although I have actually got another one in the fridge. I've just remembered because I bought one yesterday when I went. I thought, oh, that Track Brewery. I'll buy another one of theirs. So yeah, so this is the first one. Absolutely excellent. An absolute. If I was a single hop, I'm being literally like slapped about by much stronger, like 5 or 6 or 7 different hops. There's just so many hops in there. It's just a complete look at it. It's a complete glass full of complete and utter hops and juice. Really tropical, really fruity. Everything you could smell this, and probably if you gave this to 20 people, they'd pick out completely all different kinds of fruit. Everything: grapefruit, peach, mango, whatever you want. It's just all there. All the fruits you can imagine. I won't say there's no dark fruits in there at all. I'm not getting any plum or anything like that. There's no dark fruits in there. It's all like them, your nice tropical fruits. But then high ABV, very creamy, really great mouthfeel. Lovely, quite a full body on that. And yeah, an absolutely excellent beer. The only thing is, I'm not going to put this in the 10 out of 10 club. I'm not. Because the beers that I don't score beers, as you know, but the odd times I go 10 out of 10, that is. It's almost like when Simon goes, stone the crows, stone the crows. Like, that's his signature. This is a frigging awesome beer, man. So it's almost like, I don't score beers, but if I give it a Speno 10 out of 10, that's when you know that that's me saying it is bang on. So I'm actually going to keep this just under the 10 out of 10. I'm not going to tell you how far under, because I never do that. I never score anything. Unless it's a 10, it don't get scored. But it's just not making the 10 out of 10. That doesn't say that it ain't absolutely awesome. It's just not done. It's just not done that absolute, you know, that absolute wow. Because it's doing exactly what it says on the tin. It's not really giving me anything more than what it said. So yeah, so it's really close. It's almost like if I'd had a beer before and I was a bit oiled, I'd probably be a bit like, yeah, okay, it's done it. But it's just literally just under the 10 out of 10, but a very fine, very, very top quality beer. Anyway, I've got to go because I'm just waffling on. So anyway, so check out the podcast for the guys. Yeah, and on Friday their podcast goes live. I'm saying that because I've got the T-shirt. So yeah, the podcast goes live on Friday, and also on Sunday, their YouTube channel goes live. I think it's after dinner sometime, so you can watch it again on that. But it's there's a lot more in the podcast. I think the whole podcast there. I'm looking forward to seeing what the pub chat of the week is going to be. And yeah, it's great just to have a fantastic rest of the evening whenever this goes out. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody, and thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this little review of this very nice beer. Cheers.